I said, I had one, I told you the story of one wood carver. He's no longer with us, but oh my goodness, he was you take this and you put this on one of those screw things and you screw it on there with a tripod and you got a chisel and you got both hands on that chisel and it's going away from you, dog. Bust it. I still, to this day, I see his face. So he says, you push the chisel away from you, and that look like I dare you to tell me that I'm wrong. So that was kind of, which I never did, especially as he's been gone a long time ago. Excuse me, since the beginning wood carving. So where are we? Right here. So I'm taking the knife down. Careful, careful, coming to an end, stop. You're paying attention. You can bear down, but slow down. You come there, stop. Now here could come right up to here. Come on down, you're coming around, turn. As you're bearing down. This is now, we don't have a square piece of wood, this is round, so you got a round, you always got to keep that knife up, on top. And the way to do that is you turn, 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 turn. This is another one of those, you know, it's like the saw in your saw, bandsaw. You don't move the bandsaw around, you move the wood around, so you keep the knife straight. Straight down, straight down. I think I got this one here. Straight down, straight down. Straight down. Da, 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 da. Oh, I didn't turn that. I was lucky. That's another thing that'll help with these V-cuts, is it'll keep you on track a little bit. See, I'm really pouring down. This one here is coming to an end. I'm going to flip this over so it'll stop here. Same with here. Stop, turn. Oh, I didn't get this one. Didn't get this one. Didn't need this one. This is the tedious part. And I think we are got. Now start up at the top here. I like to start up at the top. Do the same thing. What is... Now I'm going to bring this back to me, but I got to tell you something. Whoever's cooking something outside, I think somebody's got a briquette going. Something smells good. Now these two come together here like this. They both go underneath. And we don't care too much about knife marks. I mean, did I cut in too deep? Because what's going to happen is that when I paint this, I'll paint this green, a good deep forest green, and then I use a blue for shading, a dark blue. And what you do is where's when it's done, is then if you paint this all green, and then you put a blue in here, and you just kind of wash it out so the blue turns into the green. And if you ever look at evergreens, they do kind of have that blue tinge to it. Some, most. Okay, so this goes here. What's on top stays on top. What's underneath goes down. Same here. Keep going around. Sometimes I go down instead of around. And then when I'm all the way down at the bottom, think I'm done, and hope I missed a couple that were up on top. Careful round. And then up there. Up on top. Hop on top. And then we'll also shape that, like I said, not only to a point, but also what kind of branches we'll have up there. That will come. Am I still in? Am I too far this way? Okay. Right now it's not too pretty. Well, I try to keep as much chips as I can because that's much less we have to worry about. This comes in. Am I still in? Yeah. I just like it when these sparrows come in and they land, and then they're right next to me and they look at me like, whoops. Yeah, even though today I've seen some kind of small size Canadian goose goslings out, there's still these house sparrows are still making nests. I think maybe some are late and some are. All right. Now this one's going to be in. Oh, whose dog is that? Oh, that's probably somebody walking and. I don't know, I never liked dogs that just always bark, bark, bark. I remember living in a house years ago, and neighbors had, I think it was mostly black lab, but it would, when they went out, the neighbors went out, that dog would bark and bark in the middle of the night until they came home, even if it's like the next day. And I think the dog thinks all I have to do is keep barking and my masters will be home. If I stop barking, then they won't come home. Bark, 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 bark. Opening up the window and saying, shut up, doesn't help. It just makes them bark louder and harder. Well, I'm going to stop here. One more thing is underneath here, because the smell of dinner is just getting to me right now. I mean, it's like a little bit past dinner time. I wanted to get out here, but I'll come back and this will be all done. I'll probably even have it cleaned a bit. We'll go like to the next step. Like I said, I want to get the tree as best as possible. And then we'll get the face in, and we'll get the, I think we'll get the, no, I think it's better, because what we're gonna do next is we're gonna be doing this kind of a scoop. Don't do this now. It's kind of a scoop. And the reason why I don't want to do that now is what happens is this will kind of come to a point. And then as you got your hand on it, when you're carving this, it'll grab a hold. But what I want to do is I want to get this, we're going to go one more step, we're going to go really deep, I mean, we're going to go really deep in some of these. Oh, I missed a spot. We're going to go way deep. Or you can even leave it like this if you want. I mean, even if you leave it like this, that's not bad. But, yep. Dinner gong is gonging, and we'll see you next time. Be right back. Now the next step, let's zoom this out. I guess I got that all cleaned. Where's my knife? Or not cleaned. Like I mentioned before, is you go outside and and now you can see all your little stink ups. Okay, like the next thing, we'll start at the top. That I want to do next is, let's have this again here, or let's do that. Make sure that oh, there it is, okay. Is I want to start deepening these, making a nice deep chip cut, as it were. A chip cut indicates that just 3 cuts and that's it, but when you go deep, because I want some shade there. I want to get, and like I said, there are some, I think Rick Jensen is the one that, he really gets in there. And we'll clean that out as we go. And we want to do a bunch of those really deep. And it adds some nice shade rather, shadow. The top, you start at the top because I think it's a little easier, I think, but because it's smaller, but I could be wrong. Yeah, because we're still shaping, we'll be shaping the branches. Let's see, am I in? Yep. But this helps shape those branches. I need one thing I neglected to do before you start, or in the middle or whatever. I forgot to sharpen that, especially that tip there. I was carving something else, and yeah, like I said, this is a aluminum oxide. All right, this is going to be a little, ooh, this feels a little easier. There we go. Yeah, what better way to start a carving video with a dull knife? Shame on you now. See, did I do this one? I don't think so. All right. It almost goes straight in. Almost. Look at that nice shadow there. Nice shadow going on. And I'm going to do the same thing. Sorry. I'm going to turn the video off because I just don't, this is all tedious. Straight in. I'll do one more. And one more right here. Straight down. Straight down and almost straight. And this is where there's a little bit of bend that will meet. And we will do that to all of them. All right, that's what you want to do to all the leaves. All the leaves. All the branches. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. And we're going to start working on the face. I'm in the inside right now. It's getting a little gloomy out there. But I want to start working on the face. Give it a little look. I did a little bit of cleaning up and deep cuts. Probably get deeper than that because we're going to kind of twist the branches a little bit. Now, I'm going to start with the face. I'm going to take my my knife and kind of make it more dense right about here. To start going around the cheek, rounding the top of the eyes a little bit. Get a little deeper here. Because I want to zoom in here. And let's make my, where's my ruler to make sure that I am on line with you. And I'm going to dig deep here and to raise that cheek while rounding the eyes. And this is going to be relatively deep. And then I'm going to start rounding here, just getting, or again, you can take the chisel. In fact, we'll take the larger number 9 a little later, just while I got the knife in hand and just starting in on some big digging. And I want to kind of, there, bring this around just a little bit this way. Cut back just a little bit of this. Like I said, this is really open right now. I'll get back to it if there's any saw marks. Get that out of there too. Same with this other side. Just starting just a little bit of raising the cheek. Come back on the other side. Deep. While rounding out, start to round out the cheek a little bit. Make sure that cheek is starting to rise. With a little bit of cut in here, so it's more of a bow on the cheek. Do a little bit of cleaning up. It would be better if we went. So I think it's time to get the chisel. Let's see, make sure both are looking relatively the same. Give or take, I think this has a little more depth. and around this here. Oops. Trying to take the saw marks off. Same here. Oh, here, this does come down here a little more. There we go. Getting there, probably needs to be cleaned, but take a little bit. I mean, when we start doing the brow line there, okay, that's the one I want to get started. Now let's redo some rethink here. No, it's the same here. I still want just enough to have enough. I'll go like this. I'll start in a little bit narrower for now. We can. Okay. Just a tad bit. There we go. We want to get the cheek going first before we get the mouth going. And dig deep. Though this is a relatively decent piece of wood, it has some, have to be careful. Now we're going to dig down because we're going to do the cheek and the upper lip kind of at the same time, kind of, sort of. Where's it cut? There it is. Almost lost the cut, or lost the location of the cut. I always hate that scrape sound when it slips and while you're trying to cut, and then it just kind of scrapes. Got my thumb. There, you can do this. This is better than. And it is going to be pretty deep. And we're going to make it deeper later on. And I'm going to do a little bit of in cut. I think I may have did some inside cuts here while I was straightening this out, and then again upper lip. A little bit of cleaning. Right, that just gets it started. Other side. It's a bit relatively straight down. It is straight down, and then come across a little loop up this way. Now again, you're carving along this you're carving up the upper lip. Now we're going to get out the cheek. Let's see, make sure that they both are even. And then a little bit of undercut. way and you hear that dog barking. That Doberman across the alley. You got more on this side here. Around this back or up because we're running out of room here for the back of the knife. Gets into the nose. There, I see there's a little more deeper on this side than there is on this side, but I think we'll work on it later. A little more of this out of there. This thing here needs. All right. Went around this a bit, keeping our mind on the smile. Okay, taking a little bit of the saw marks off of here. When we get into the smile, that's when we'll work a little more down here. Where's my, there it is. See what needs to be cleaned. That out of there. Okay. Now let's move forward. When we start moving forward, we can always clean later. And get that out of there. Get out of there. All right, pencil again. Like I said, I like that. You want it pretty high, close to the nose, with just a little bit, and you want it to crash right in. Maybe a little bit of a turn. You could even do it, have it kind of a, you know, crock-eyed smile, or if you want, but okay. I could see I need a little more. I think I need a little more of this off there. Could be wrong. Now what we could do is, what I'd like to do is start with the V tool. Get in there. Ow! Should have had my glove on. That's one of the main reasons why I like to wear the glove when I got my chisel going. All I can say is ow. Now, as you can see, it's sticking out this way more, but we work with it. I like to put the mouth in, starting with the teeth, and then things will be brought in better because I like to see it as it goes. Straight down, straight across, turn, or not so much straight across, just a little up, a little bit of curve, in, out, back in again. Okay, what we want to do, because when we work with the teeth, will tell us how deep the bottom lip will go. Oh, there's a scrape. What does that chatter? Chatters on the wood. If you've ever been in the it's like the farm roads, the dirt roads, and the snow plow puts the plow down and it causes a chatter on the. That's why it's always so bumpy. Oops, let's go this way. Oh, hit the nose. Now do remember that when we do the teeth, the upper teeth will be above the lower teeth. So now we can start doing the bottom half down more, but not too far down. I want to get the pencil and actually get the top teeth going. Will tell us where the bottom teeth will go. Okay, I think I'll round just a little. Now I'll put the teeth in before I adjust the lips here. All right. Let's get the light over here again. Over up here. And hopefully that helps some. I still want to take some of that off so it's kind of almost even with oops. Okay. Now it depends on whether you want to have it even, but I always like to have, much more upper than the lower. All right, let's pencil in and see how it looks. We went to center line, and we can go down there. How big do you want the teeth? But I'd like to get at least a couple few up in there. Now, because then do I want to have this thing narrow enough so then I'd have to put another tooth in there? And we could see it's already not even, so we're going to have to be evening it out a little later. But hopefully that this is the same distance. Okay, there's the... Now the bottom teeth I want to have a little smaller, a little thinner. I think we have to bring this one back again here. Ooh, it is. What o'clock is that? Okay, there we get. This time I am going to put my glove on. Up in here. Up in here. Up in here. I get less wiggle on this table. Not much less. Okay. I mean, that looks decent at what we're going to do, so I can commit to, is already relatively committed, so we're going to do our 10% one direction, or 10 degree one direction, 10 degree the other. So in other words, we actually want to take wood out. I did forget, we need to do this too really deep. It'll help take. So it's like about a 20 degree angle. So it's enough to separate the wood, separate the teeth. Now, one thing we didn't have to put this in, is that I want to bring the teeth a little bit back. So I did kind of went too far forward with just a little back with using the V-cut there. Yeah, sorry about that. I neglected it. I was going to bring these teeth back a little bit. So everything just disappeared. Make sure it's in here. And it's in here. There we go. Sorry about that. But that was, we didn't spend too much time on that. Okay, there's this. That's what we did before. Making sure that it's not wide enough that we might have to put another mark. So we're good on that. And now I think I will take my chisel. I think I can do it without a... I gotta get started here.